Please confirm me once about audio and video quality if you are live so that we can start this session now. I hope I'm audible. I hope video is also okay. Okay. Now, let's start this session then. So, hi everyone. Welcome to JAIIB CAIIB English Medium. My name is Aarti and here I'm going to cover your AFM for your upcoming JAIIB November 25. So if you're planning to clear your JAIIB 25, then this is your orientation session from your this increment batch. Yes, because we already started this batch, but this is our first session. And today is our introduction day. Like, what is this AFM? What are the topics we need to cover and how we are going to cover this particular AFM in this limited time for your November 2025. So what you can do if you are visiting to this particular channel for the first time, you can subscribe to this channel. You can share this session with your colleagues, with your friends who are also planning to clear in their first attempt. Because remember, if you are starting early, you are going to clear early and you are getting the time for your revision also. And remember, now JAIIB level is not just your one day preparation level. No one can clear with just one day. Yes, because now JAIIB, IFBF already they have increased the level. What we have observed in our recent attempt, that is May 2025. They have given one paper easy, that is IIFS, and rest of your papers are very difficult. So basically they are testing you from the conceptual clarity. Yes, not one day preparation, not 1 week preparation can help you in that. That requires your conceptual understanding. That requires your revision. That too continuous revision. And this is your perfect batch through which you can start your preparation. So let's start today's session. So first of all, let me introduce myself. As I already informed you, my name is Aarti and I'm a chartered accountant. Now, what are the benefits you're going to receive from this degree? As I'm going to share my all practical knowledge, I will share how you can understand the concepts in a very easy manner. I will use the examples so that you are getting the concepts and you are retaining till your exam. Not only for your JAIIB, but this concepts clarity will help you in your CIB also, in your IFBF certification courses also. Correct? Chaliye. So with this, let's start today's session. So here is your increment batch, that is your AFM. So the first thing, if we talk about JAIIB, so we have 4 papers. We have Indian economy and Indian financial system. Then we have your next paper, that is Principles and Practices of Banking. Then you have Accounting and Finance for Bankers. And last one, Retail Banking and Wealth Management. So these are the 4 papers, and total marks, if you see here, that is going to be for 400. Same total questions, so around 400 questions you are going to see in your exam. And for each exam, you are going to receive 2 hours for each paper. So this is about your JAIIB pattern, number of questions, total marks, and duration. Now, specifically, we are going to talk about in this session related to this third paper, Accounting and Finance for Bankers. Now, if you see about exam dates, your exam is going to start from 2nd November, 8th November, your Principles and Practices, and 9th November, that is going to be your Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers. Means you can see here PPB and AFM. Both are going to be in a continuous basis. Yes. So in this, we need to create one proper strategy so that you can clear your PPB as well as your AFM. Because in your last week, in your 1 week before exam, at that time you need to study your PPB as well as your AFM. So at that moment, you cannot start with your conceptual clarity. If you have already completed your concepts, if you have revised it once, then only you can manage your time in that last week. Yes. So this is about your exam date, and last 16th November, that is your Retail Banking and Wealth Management. Now, next thing we are going to talk about, that is exam pattern. like what type of questions you are going to see in your exam. So this is about your exam pattern. Now in exam pattern, you can see multiple choice questions. Means you are going to receive the question and 4 options. Yes, and in that you need to identify which is your correct option. Now if we see multiple choice but different patterns they are using for this MCQs, like what? Numericals they are using through MCQs, statement matching like match the following, then fill in the blanks. And recently in your May 2025 they have introduced case study pattern also. Earlier we used to see this case study only and only in your CIB, but recently they have introduced in your JAIIB also. So this is about your exam pattern, and now with this pattern we need to complete your study. And by during our classes, during our sessions, we are also using this MCQ questions so that you can do the revision, you can revise it, you can understand the pattern at least. So this is about the exam pattern. Now let's talk about AFM only, because now our main focus is going to be your accounting and financial management for bankers. This is the book provided by your IFBF. This is the study material they have provided you. Correct? Now the next question arises, do we need to purchase this book? No. There is no requirement to purchase this book, because already what we are preparing the notes, what we are providing you the notes, we are using this book only. Yes, we are using this book and then we are preparing our notes. And based on that, you can rely on those notes and you can study on, with those notes, so that you can get all the required information from this book. If you see this AFM book now, that is very lengthy. And you are not having only one paper, you have 4 papers. At the same time, if you start with this practice, if you start reading this, you won't be able to complete in this time, limited time. Correct? So better if you are joining our classes, if you are purchasing other 24/7 classes, rely on our resources. Already we have provided you all the study material, all your PDFs, which you can use for your revision. Unnecessary, don't include so many resources, otherwise at the end you are only going to get confused. So better you choose any one reliable resources and start with that. Start your preparation with those resources only. Yes, 1 month you are using IFBF book, then next month you are using other 24/7 book, then 3rd month you are searching from Telegram. Don't do that. That will only lead to your time waste. Nothing. Better start your preparation, use the study material what we are providing. In that we are covering each and everything. We are covering your latest amendments, we are covering all the concepts from this, we are covering exam point of view important concepts, we are using MCQs also for your practice, we are giving you mock test also. Means everything you can receive here only. There is no requirement to search here and there. Correct? So this is about your AFM. Now, under this AFM, you are going to cover 4 modules, that is your A, B, C, D. Now, A and B talks about accounts. A and B talks about accounts. C talks about financial management and D talks about taxation and fundamental of costing. Now, taxation means that income tax, GST. That is what we are covering here. Okay, one by one we are going to talk about this also. So let's start with module A. Now, when we talk about module A, this is your accounting principles and processes. This is your basic introductory part of your accounts. Here you're going to see why we are using this accounting. Yes, what's the purpose of this accounting? What are the features of this accounting? Why we are using this accounting? Because see, every business, when they are running, they need to identify what profitability they are earning. Correct? How much revenue they are earning, whether they are paying taxes as per the laws or not. Yes, they are even doing the calculations, comparing with the past performance, with their future performance, with their competitors. So for that, they require data, and they need to maintain the records. And how they can maintain the records? With the help of accounting. But for maintaining, for recording, for making that books, we require some knowledge. Correct? So for that knowledge, you need to start your preparation with the very basic thing, that is the definition. So the first thing you are going to start with, that is definition of your accounting. Then scope, accounting standards, including Ind AS. Like in your banks also, you have your Banking Regulation Act, yes, RBI norms, your banking own rules and regulations. So you are following that, correct? And you are preparing your books, you are doing activity as per those norms. So same when we are creating any books, or when we are preparing this balance sheet, yes, records. So we need to use this accounting standards and Ind AS. So this is rules. With the help of this rules only, you can prepare your books. Then next, you are going to talk about basic accounting procedure. What are the basic accounting procedures? Every time, everyone will not discuss these things with you. Everyone is assuming when they are preparing their books. Correct? Like you have your office timing from 10 a.m. Correct? So that is applicable for each and every banker. And that is already known by each and everyone. Yes, every day no one is informing you that tomorrow you need to arrive at 10 a.m. Every day they are not mailing you. Yes, 10 a.m. office, 10 a.m. office. They are not doing that. Why? Because already that is deemed part. So same when we are talking about accounts, we have some basic accounting procedures. Like every year you are closing your bank's book on 31st March. Now, why we are closing on 31st March? What is the reason behind that? That is what given under this procedures. Yes, in accounts also we are following few procedures which is deemed, which is followed by each and every organization when they are preparing their books. Then next is maintenance of cash, subsidiary books and ledger. Because when businesses are doing selling, purchasing, yes, paying their loan amount, taking loan amount, selling goods and selling some goods on credit basis, purchasing assets, purchasing building, purchasing land, selling all these things, they need to record it. They need to maintain their report. And for that, we need to understand this third unit. This third unit is important. This unit helps you in your rules of accounting, especially known as golden rules. Correct? When we are talking about journal, when we are talking about ledgers, we need to use some rules, that is your debit and credit rules. Now, how this debit and credit rules work, we need to study in this third unit. Then next is your bank reconciliation statement, known as BRS. Now, this is very important. In each and every exam, they are asking this BRS. And BRS means, as an organization, if we talk about, they are maintaining their own books. Yes, they have their bank account, but same times they are writing in their books also, and same time they are depositing in their banks also. But sometime, because of timing difference, because of not aware about those transactions, we might see the differences. So how to rectify it, how to identify the differences, that is given in your BRS. After that, you have trial balance, rectification of errors, adjustments and closing stock. So basically, when accounts are prepared, humans are involved. Yes, we are using human knowledge. So might be sometime you can see some errors. So you need to rectify those errors. Now, how you can rectify it? We need to follow some procedures. And that is what given in this fifth one. Then depreciation and accounting. Correct? Now, depreciation means what? When you are purchasing any asset. Now, when you are purchasing any asset, you are using it continuously. And at the time of selling, you are not going to receive the same amount that you have paid. Why? The reason is depreciation. Then next you have capital and revenue expenditure. Then after that you have bills of exchange. Because as a businessman, we are not using cash every time for every transaction. Correct? So we have some instruments of credit. Like in banks, you have bank overdraft. So in bank overdraft, there is no cash transaction on an immediate basis. Yes, you are giving loan to your customers. So the same thing when we are talking about any business point of view. So there also, sometimes we are working based on this credit. So what are the instruments we have? That is what we are going to cover in this bills of exchange. Then last 3 units that talks about specifically related to your what? Banking. Yes, like operational aspects, how you are passing accounting entries, how you are seeing working of your back office, front office. Then if any unreconciled entries are there, so how you are going to clear it. Then bank audit and inspection. You must have seen in your organizations also that concurrent audit, internal audit, start audit. So what are the types of audit we have? Who is performing which audit? So that is covered under this bank audit and inspection. So this is a module A. Now if we talk about the marking scheme, so you can expect from this particular module that is 20 to 25 marks. Correct? This is your first module. Then coming to the next module, that is module B, financial statements and core banking system. Means whatever you have understood in your module A, you have created your foundation. Module A is your foundation of accounting. Now module B is your advanced version of your accounting. Because here you are going to prepare financial statements like balance sheet equation, yes, final accounts, company accounts, and company accounts too. So how companies are preparing their books, how they are preparing their balance sheet. So basically here we are going to talk about balance sheet preparation, profit and loss account preparation. All these things we are going to see in this 4 units. After that, cash flow and fund flow. Cash flow and fund flow means in every organization, you can see on a daily basis, they are purchasing, they are selling. Yes. So there is a continuous transactions related to your cash. So ultimately at the end of your day, how much cash you have. So how to calculate it with the help of this particular unit. Then you have final accounts of banking companies. In banks also you are preparing your records now. In bank also you are preparing your balance sheet, profit and loss account. So which format you are following? So in this we are going to cover your Banking Regulation Act. Banking Regulation Act. Can you tell me the year of this act? In which year this Banking Regulation Act introduced? Can you tell me the year? Yes, bankers, can you tell me the year? Banking Regulation Act. No one knows? Okay, so your answer is going to be 1949. Yes, this is the year of your Banking Regulation Act. So as per this act, how balance sheet format you have, profit and loss account format you have, that we are going to cover. Then last one is your core banking system and accounting in computerized environment. Now you can see now no one is doing manual accounting. Hana, no one is preparing any manual accounting. We all are using softwares, computers. So how we are making entries through this particular softwares. What are the different softwares we have? How we are introducing the computers in our daily life. That is what covered in your unit 7. So this is about your module B. Again, you can say about the marking scheme, that is 20 to 25 marks from this module. This is a module B. Then next module is a module C. Now this is totally different module in which we are going to talk about financial management. Means here we are going to talk about future. Yes, in your first two modules, that is A and B, we are talking about your historical things, your historical activities, whatever you have done. Based on that, you are preparing your balance sheet and your P&L. But in this module, financial management, we are going to identify, we are going to analyze our future. That is what financial management. So this first module is going to be your introduction module. Yes, this is going to be your introduction unit about financial management. Then next is your ratio analysis. Ratio analysis, this helps you in your comparison. If you want to compare any two companies, or if you want to compare your own company's data, you can use this ratio analysis. Correct? Now in this ratio analysis, you are going to use your accounting knowledge and few this particular your financial knowledge also. So it's a combination of both the knowledge. Correct? So this is about your ratio analysis. Then you have financial mathematics. Now from this interest and annuities, YTM, arithmetic, forex arithmetic, and this capital structure, cost of capital, capital investment decision, term loans, all these units are going to be your numerical units. So this is also your numerical unit, but these 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 units are your pure numerical units. Though theory also you have, but the chances in exam that they are going to ask you numericals based on this. Now one by one, let's talk about it. If we see the first one, interest and annuities. So interest, you must have heard about the simple interest, compound interest. We all know how to calculate this. But the advanced thing here you are going to see, that is annuities. Like when you are starting your SIP, there is a systematic plan of your investment for a time period. So at that time period, how much you are earning. So that is what your annuities are talking about. Then next is your YTM. Now as an organization, we want funds for running our business. So how we can arrange these funds? That is what covered in your YTM. Then forex arithmetic, foreign exchange. You must have heard about $1 equal to rupees 100. Means if you give 100 rupees, you are going to receive $1. So how to calculate the valuation? There are sometimes so many different transactions. So this is again your numerical unit based on your foreign exchange. Then capital structure and cost of capital. See, remember one thing, whenever we are talking about capital in this financial management, this is going to be your funds. And as an organization, you have the option to arrange the funds from your owner and from public or by taking loan. Correct? So what structure, what formation, what proportion of this you are going to use? That is what capital structure and cost of capital. After that, we have capital investment decisions and term loans. So here we have NPV methods, IRR methods. So basically here we are going to evaluate projects, whether to start that project or not, whether that project needs to be accepted or you are going to reject it. So that is what you are going to do the analysis in this capital investment decisions. Then you have equipment leasing and lease financing, taking assets on rent. Correct? So here that thing is used as a lease. You are taking assets on a lease. So that is what equipment leasing. Now what are the types of equipment leasing? How you are going to do the accounting? That is what covered under this. Then you have working capital management. Now running your business, you require funds. And on a daily basis also we require funds. So this is a day-to-day fund arrangement unit. And finally we have derivatives. So if you are investing in stock exchange, you must have heard about this derivatives, futures, options, forwards. Yes, so these are some derivative options that you have. So now what is this derivative? What are the different options we have? So that is what covered in your unit 10 in your module C. Again, in exam, you can see this particular module for approx same 20 to 25, because in each and every attempt now they are not giving any specific module more weightage. Even they are changing the weightage shift wise also. So you cannot say that module A is going to be very important in your November 25. Might be in your shift one they are giving more weightage to A. Second shift they are giving more weightage to C module. In third shift they are giving more weightage to D module. That is going to fluctuate. So we need to cover, we need to give equal, weightage and equal preference while studying your 4 modules. Correct? So this is your third module, that is a financial management. Then this is your last module, module D, taxation and fundamentals of costing. So basically you all are bankers here. So you must be paying income tax, yes, TDS, TCS. So how to calculate all these things? What TDS means, what TCS means, what are the ITF forms we have? So that is what covered in this first unit. That is your income tax. Now, next tax that you are paying on a daily basis, that is your GST, goods and service tax. Correct? So if you're purchasing, you are paying GST. If you're traveling, you are paying GST. Yes. So what are the different types of GST? We have then how to collect the GST, who are liable to get the registration under the GST. As a bank, what are the issues they are facing now? What are the revenue recognition issues? So these things related to your GST, which is your indirect tax, we are covering here. Indirect taxes. So this is your goods and service tax. So in module D, first 2 units talks about your taxes. Then remaining 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Here we are assuming that you are starting any business. Here we are saying that you are starting any business, and if you are starting any business, so as an owner, you need to understand what expenditure you are incurring. You are going to calculate the expenditures. So as a businessman, you want to reduce your expenditures so that you can increase your profitability. So this is what you are going to cover in your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in this 5 units. And again, first unit, you are going to see the introduction about cost accounting, management accounting, then costing methods. Now this standard costing and marginal costing. These 3 units are again your numerical units. And in exam, there are direct questions based on this. Costing methods, standard costing, marginal costing. And last one, that is your budgets and budgetary control. Now this is your pure theory module. Pure theory module. This is also pure theory. This GST is also pure theory. And in this income tax, you have only one concept on numerical. That is your deferred tax. That is your this part, deferred tax. Now, how to calculate that deferred tax? What are the different types of taxes in case of deferred tax? That is what covered under this deferred tax. So this is about your module D. Now again, if you ask me about the weightage, so 20 to 25 approx, you can see in your exam. But remember one thing, this one is your easiest module. Okay, because you are seeing the income tax on a daily basis. You know what is TDS. Every month, your bank is deducting that TDS. So you know something about it. Every day you are paying GST. You are seeing businesses on a daily life. So this unit is quite easy than your 3 remaining units. Correct? So what you need to do, if you are joining this particular session, so we are not starting with this module D. We are starting with your module A. This module. Correct? In this module, from our next session, we are going to start with your introduction of accounting. Now, what is the need of this accounting? Why businesses are using this accounting? To know their profitability, to know about the compliances by different laws. Yes, for knowing the report making. So there are different points for which they are going to use accounting. But how to start, how this accounting started, all these things we are going to start from our next session. So this is about your 4 modules. This is about your AFM, and what you are going to do if you are watching from YouTube, do join this particular batch. Yes, because from next class, we are going to provide all the conceptual clarity only to our paid candidates. So if you're planning to clear in this attempt, that is your November 25, make sure you're starting early. Because if you're starting early, you have the time for revision. You have the time for practice. You are going to receive the time for MCQ solution. Yes, so that is the reason, start early. And because if you're starting early, you can do your self revision also. You can utilize your weekends. You can utilize your holidays. So please start your preparation as soon as possible. Now, the next thing is, if you want to join Telegram group, because on a daily basis, I'm sharing a few important sessions and MCQs also. So this is your Telegram group, which you can join. And if you are seeing this session from YouTube, you can use the Telegram link, which is already provided in your chat section. You can use that and you can join it. And if you want to join this particular paid batch, that is your increment batch, you can enroll in our batches through your official website of Adda 24/7. You need to type here, that is Adda 24/7. First link is our official link. This is our home page. You need to scroll it up, and here you can see JAIIB CAIIB. Now, your attempt is going to be JAIIB November 25. And you can see here, this is your JAIIB increment batch. Yes, already we have started this from 27th, but AFM we are starting from 5th. So if you have any query related to this batch or related to AFM, you can ask me now. And remember one thing in this batch is we are going to provide you live classes, mock tests, ebooks. And if you want to know about the study plan, you can click on this study plan, and here are your study plans for each subject like RBWM, PPB, IEIFS, AFM. Now let's talk about AFM study plan. So you can see here we're starting from this 5th, and next you are going to see your conceptual classes from your 7th July, correct? And first we are going to cover your module A, then we are going to start with your module B, then we are going to cover your C module, and finally your D module. So this will be our flow of covering your AFM, and we are targeting to complete this module around 29th October, correct? So remember, in this particular paid classes, I'm going to provide you conceptual understanding. I'm going to provide you MCQs on a daily basis, and we are also going to see some important questions from our previous attempts so that you can practice along with me and you can have your confidence, because confidence is the only thing through which you can clear your exam. Okay, chaliye. So one more important thing, that if you want to join this batch, you can use one coupon code, that is Y895. Y895, and if you apply this, you can see now you are receiving extra discount and you need to pay around 4,040 rupees. This is the benefit of using the coupon code, and right now we are providing you 80% off if you are purchasing from this site and 1% off if you are using Adda 24/7 app. So total 81% discount you can receive. So here we complete our today's orientation session. This is our introduction session. So if you have any doubt, query, you can ask me now. Okay. So then let's see you in our next session. And let's start with our first module. So if you have any further queries or any doubt, you can ask me through this Telegram group also. And that is my personal Telegram group. You can join through that link. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. Take care and bye-bye.